This is Late Night Lee Talks TV, and I'm Late Night Lee, and I talk reality TV dating shows such as Married at First Sight, Love is Blind, Ready to Love, The Ultimatum, and Love Island. So if you do like that kind of content, reality TV dating show reviews, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you do not miss out on when I upload new videos. This episode will be focused on Ready to Love Fort Worth Season 9. I do love the way they started out with this particular first episode. Instead of introducing us to 10 women and 10 men, we have a chance to meet half of the cast now and half of the cast later. So we met up with four women. I'm sorry, we were introduced to four women and five men. One of the men did not show up. The cameras is too much for him. I believe his name was Glenn. Glenn, um, Glenn was sweating bullets in his confessional, and yeah, reality TV is not for everyone, and that's fine because according to Tommy, he was not ready to love. So let's start with the women. It was only four women that we were introduced to. And we have Alexis. She's 32 years old. She's a national sales operator. She was wearing like a pink blazer. She was light skinned and she had really pretty curly puffy hair. And she revealed that she has an autoimmune disorder. And because of that, she eats super clean. Now, me personally, I would not have revealed that so soon. I would have wanted to keep the first date or the first meetup pretty light and just wanting to get to know people a little bit, check the vibes. But, some people feel like, you know what, just tell people and get it out the way as soon as possible. So at the end of the day, if that's, what floats her boat, then so be it. She is also a referee as well, so that's super cool. Next, we have Mika. Mika is a 37-year-old esthetician. Mika had brown skin, a very pretty brown dress, and braids. And I thought that Mika was the best dressed out of the women. Mika, I believe, has two boys, and she did say that she had a celebrity fly into her DMs, flew her out, and when they met up, I guess he went to go get like a facial or something like that or a massage, and she had to go sit in the car and wait. So it didn't work out for her. Now, me personally, I would not have told that story. Um, some people think having a celebrity have a celebrity, slide in your DMs and fly you out is a flex. But some people, especially men, they may look at it in a different way. So you really never know. They may take it as negative, um, that a guy can just, DM you and do that. But some people, they may be intimidated by it as well. So you never know. Honestly, I just would not have admitted that to production. But hey. Next, we have April. April is a 42-year-old pharmacist, and she started out by saying, I am a drug dealer. And I feel like we have heard that before with other like pharmaceutical reps calling themselves drug dealers. But, it's funny, it's a little jokey joke, and it's a great icebreaker. And then we had Kawisha. She's a 36-year-old machine learning program manager and realtor. She had on like a purple dress and she had like caramel complexion. Oh, I'm sorry. April had the feathers. There was a lot of talk online about her feather outfit. Um, Now, Kawisha had on the purple dress, and Kawisha was, I think, one of the fan favorites for sure in regards to the women. And Kawisha revealed a story to one of the men that her ex husband, oh, she found out after she was married that her ex husband had four children. And she caught a lot of flack online. People, saying, how could you have not known? You might have been, stigmatized. And I don't feel like that was fair because it's a lot more common and a lot easier for men to be deadbeat fathers if they don't have full custody of their children and that child support is automatically coming out of their paychecks before they even see it, it can be very easy for them to not be involved in their child's lives. Now, I don't know what his age was or how old his kids were, but we can't act like we haven't all heard the story of, someone's grandpa having another family on the other side of town. We've definitely heard that before. And it's very common for people who are like truck drivers or pilots, to travel for work so often, and they can 100% have a family in another city, another state. It can happen. So I don't blame her. I blame the man who lied about having kids, because that says a whole lot about his character and it doesn't say anything good. All right, so let's go to the men now. We have Dominique. He's 36-year-old accountant, realtor, and art studio owner. Now, to me, Dominique was the best dressed out of all the men. And later on, the at the end of the mixer, Tommy had a what's it called? Like a challenge, a game. And the game and the challenge is based on the men answering questions about the women. And Dominique won the challenge, and because of that, he was safe from elimination. And this particular week, the women would be choosing to eliminate the men. And of course, because the women were outnumbered by the men, it made sense for one of the men to be eliminated. So Dominique, I think he got almost all the questions correct, which to me said that he was paying attention to these women and he was really listening and he was retaining what they were saying and not just focused on a few artificial things like I feel like some of the men might have been focused on. And the women did really tend to say good things about Dominique as well. Next, we had Demonte. He's a 43-year-old fashion stylist. He was wearing like a royal blue suit, and one of the women, Mika, said that he looked like the Nutcracker. Now, Demonte, he shared with April that he had some credit issues. So because of that, he had a small apartment, and that does end up coming to bite him in the butt because a lot of women don't want a guy who's a fixer-upper in his 40s. Especially if you're on a dating show like Ready to Love and you're speaking to women in their late 30s and early 40s, they want someone who's more established. So, he definitely has some work to do in the finance department. Next, we have Will. Will's a 32-year-old real estate development CEO. Will, to me, was underdressed. It should have been more of like a business casual look, and he was very, very, very casual to me. He came across a little cocky, and when Koisha told him that she found out that her husband, or her ex-husband now, had 4 kids, he said, damn, was the D that good? And Koisha did not like it, and she was immediately turned off by that question, and she pretty much broke the fourth wall and looked directly into the camera. And usually, reality TV shows, they don't want you to look into the camera. You're not supposed to do that. But they allowed her to look into the camera because it was important that we saw her face and saw that she was not interested in this man. And, he's 32. Him and another guy, Laurent, is 32. I thought he may have been the youngest, but they're more on the younger side. However, I can't put it on age. I felt like that was just super ignorant. My first question would be, wow, how did you find out? Not, well, the D must have been that good. Like, come on now. It is up to a man to tell a woman that he has kids. So if the man didn't tell the woman, then that's on the man. Don't blame her. Don't say that she was, demonetized. I mean, I didn't like that at all. Next, let's go to William. William is a 38-year-old financial advisor. William revealed, kind of, sort of, he wasn't even like man enough to really admit it. he was speaking with April instead of, I'm sorry, Alexis, and he was saying, well, hypothetically, if you were married 2 times and you had 3 kids, like, sir, just say it. Say you were married, say that you had 3 kids. But he also had a lot going on. He had a lot of different things he was working on. He claimed he was a comedian and he wanted to open up a gun range for women of color. And he had a lot going on. And here's the thing. No one wants to meet a 38-year-old that's still trying and trying and trying. You know, now you need to come with, especially if you're on a show like Ready to Love, people want you to come with having your ish together. It's okay to, work on building new things or adding new streams of revenue, but it's kind of like, sir, you have a lot. It wasn't even like 1 or 2 things. It was a lot going on. And the way he was dressed, he had on sneakers. The women didn't like that. They felt like it was a little bit too casual. Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't impressive. For Ron, he was a 32-year-old system operation. He worked in system operations. LeBron, I believe, said that he goes to the club from like Wednesday to Sunday, something like that. I don't know. That's crazy. If you are in your 30s and still clubbing weekly and multiple times per week, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't know what else to say, but absolutely not. We're not feeling that. That's not what we want. So, honestly, out of all 5 men, Dominique is at the top of the list. Okay, so he's protected. He is not going to get eliminated. So, towards the end of the episode, of course, it's time for the women to go into the women's lounge with Tommy and talk about the men and decide who they want to send home. And that is when Koisha acts extremely immature. And because Alexis doesn't like someone that she likes, she makes a comment about thinking about wanting to pull Alexis' hair, jump over the couch or pull her hair. I don't know, something like that. But it was just ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous because, hello, Koisha, you literally just met this person that day. You met the person a few hours earlier. What are you talking about? This is not Zeus TV. We don't want to see physical altercation over a man that you just met. That's not what we want to see on Ready to Love, to be quite honest. So yeah, but the women do decide to send home Demonte. Honestly, they could have sent home everybody except for Dominique. I was not impressed with this batch of men. You know, it could be editing, it could be production, but the things that were revealed, the things they talked about and they shared, I felt like, nope, you shouldn't have said that. Because this show was a competition at the end of the day. You are competing with other people. You know there are going to be eliminations. You want to put your best foot forward. And if it's just what you think is your best foot, I'm scared. I'm scared. Hopefully, episode 2, the next batch of men will be a little bit more impressive. But again, they could have sent everybody home. I'm sorry, they could have. But I think the next batch of men will be more likable, hopefully. And I'm just excited to see some love on Ready to Love. Alrighty, well, that was my assessment of episode 1 of season 9, Ready to Love Fort Worth. Tune in for episode 2. Thanks for watching. This is Leighton Ali Talks TV, and I'm signing out.